from Autzen Stadium here in Eugene, Oregon. It's the Cougars of Washington State against the Oregon Ducks. The Cougars 1-2 in the Pac Ten. The Ducks with a record conference mark of 1-3 here on the Super Channel. Hello again, everybody. Rick Riz along with Paul Johns of the Seattle Seahawks. And Paul, the Cougars against the Oregon Ducks this afternoon, a little on the cloudy side, but quite a ball game last week. That 49-42 win against the Stanford Cardinal.
Yes, it was an amazing comeback in the fact that the Cougars were down by 28 points with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. They were able to score 35 points in 20 minutes, but that's not the only case. The Cougar defense was able to stop the Cardinal offense from scoring any points while the Cougar offense was able to make up that deficit.
Talking about defense, the Oregon Ducks did a great job last week against number 1 ranked Washington. They held the Huskies to only 3 first downs, but lost that ball game 17-10.
Yes, the secondary for Stanford did a very good job because they're going against a very good Husky offense. I look for the Cougar offense to run the veer again, but I look for the Oregon defense to try to play the same type of defense that the Stanford defense did by playing zone, because in order to defense the veer very good, you have to play zone so everybody can look for it.
Here are some of the key players to watch this afternoon for the Cougars and the Oregon Ducks. First of all, quarterback Mark Rypien of the Washington State Cougars, doing a great job at throwing the football, and sophomore quarterback Chris Miller. Miller completing over 50% of his passes for over 1,000 yards, and Mark Rypien doing a good job.
Yes, Mark Rypien is number 1 in the Pac Ten in total offense, 188 yards of that being in the pass. He needs only 285 yards in passing to move into the top 10 spot in all-time passing for a Cougar quarterback, so he's doing a very good job.
And 2 more of the exciting ball players will be Lou Barnes of the Oregon Ducks and also running back Ruben Mays. Mays, the great afternoon last week, over 200 yards, and Lou Barnes can catch a football.
Yes, Lou Barnes is 5'10", 164 pounds. He's an electrifying receiver. In fact, he can go deep for the ball, he can catch it, plus he's also a very good punt return man.
We had some rain earlier today. It rained quite a bit yesterday, but we've got an exciting football game coming your way here on the Super Channel. The Cougars coming up with a victory last week in quite a ball game, Paul Johns. We talked about it on the pregame show, that 49-42, excellent come-from-behind win against the Stanford Cardinal, the first of the Pac Ten season in 1984. They are 1-2 in the conference, 3-4 overall. Oregon getting ready to kick off to the Washington State Cougars, and we are underway. The deep men are Rick Chase into the end zone, and Chase will let it bounce. It'll stay in the end zone, and the Cougars have it, and we are underway here at Autzen Stadium. The Ducks with a record of 1-3 on the season in the Pac Ten. They started off very well this year with a 4-0 record, winning their first 4 games, but losing their last 3. And last week they played quite a ball game against the number 1 ranked Washington Huskies, but losing 17-10. Jamie White, Dan Lynch, Kurt Ladinas, Kirk Samuelson, and Mike Dreyer, the offensive line for Washington State, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Marshall, James, and Olson are the receiving corps. Tight end Jamie Olson making a start. Rypien, Mays, and Calvin in the backfield. On the first play from scrimmage, it's Mays right over the middle, and Ruben, who had that great game last week against the Stanford Cardinal, punches out about 4 yards, and we're underway. David Culp on the tackle for the Ducks. Pretty good crowd this afternoon here at Autzen Stadium. It's homecoming for Oregon. Dale Dorning, Roland Coutsier, David Culp, and John Byrne along the defensive front line. The linebacking corps, Don Pelham, Bob Uditz, and Todd Welch. On second down, it is second down and 6. Rypien scrambles away, rolling to his right, keeps the football. The 25 to the far sideline, and he's out of bounds at the Cougar 33-yard line, and he's got himself a first down.
That was one good job by Rypien then. He avoided the rush. As I said, the Ducks would play the zone defense. That's just what they played. Rypien didn't find a man open, was able to avoid the rush and pick up a first down. Good job.
Mark Rypien having a fine season for Washington State, throwing for well over 1,000 yards, completing over 50% of his passes. He is the number 1 total offense leader in the Pac Ten with over 200 yards. And he's throwing for an average of 188 yards a game. It's 1st and 10 for the Cougars. On first down, Ruben Mays again, and he spins away for a couple of yards. Again on the tackle is David Culp. for Oregon. That's a great job defensively last week against the Huskies. As you take a look at Ruben Mays, who had the 5 touchdown runs against the Stanford Cardinal. Rick Chase and Sam Burris now checking into the ball game, and coming out is John Marshall for Washington State. It is 2nd down and 5 for the Cougars at their own 38-yard line. Rick Rez along with Paul Johns from Autzen Stadium. Glad you could join us for all the play-by-play today. In motion to the near side is Sam Burris. On 2nd down, Rypien puts it up. The outlet pass to Chase. The 40, 45, has the first down, 50, and he's down to Duck territory at the Oregon 46 or 45-yard line. And the tackle is Dan Wilkin, the free safety. Nice little catch and nice run upfield by Rick Chase.
Yes, it was. This is the same play that the Cougars used last week against Stanford. A quick screen and allowed Chase, who's a very good man, to find the open seam to get the ball and do a good job. This play was very effective last week, and so far, the first time it's been run today, it's very effective.
Now here's what the Cougars have done by quarters. Only 7 points in the first quarter all season long. And look at that, 87 points in the fourth quarter for their 185 points. It's 1st and 10 for the Cougars, their third first down on their first drive of the day. The pitch out goes to Mays, and he gets close to the Duck 31-yard line, and that's about it. Bob Huditz, the middle linebacker, who leads the ball club with 77 tackles, now make it 78 on the stop for Oregon. They're going to keep their eyes on that quick pitch, aren't they? We had a chance to talk with head coach Rich Brooks yesterday afternoon after practice.
Yes, they're definitely going to stop that quick pitch. That's a key play for Washington State. And in order to stop their offense, you have to stop the quick pitch and also the counter dive.
2nd down and 8 for the Cougars. Sun breaking through here at Autzen Stadium. It was very cloudy earlier today. Rypien, again, the pass to Chase to the near side, the 20. And he's all the way down to the Duck 14-yard line, where it's going to be another first down for the Cougars. Rick Chase, already a 2nd catch of the ball game.
That was another quick screen, but that was a devastating block by Jamie White, the offensive tackle who led that quick screen. Rick Chase just followed that big wall and picked up a lot of yards. Here you see Jamie White, that beautiful block on the cornerback.
And Holbert, a good job to spin away off a block, and then he is credited with the tackle, but a good job again by Rick Chase, his 2nd catch of the day. He had 5 catches last week, and that 49-42 win against Stanford. 1st and 10 for the Cougars down to the Duck 13-yard line. Motion is Breland into the ball game. Rypien rolling to his right, has Mays, pitches it out to Ruben, the 10, the 5, cuts away all the way down to the Duck 4-yard line, tackled by Doug Judge, the strong safety for the Ducks. So the Cougars right away moving the ball against the Oregon defense.
This is a very, very effective drive. They're able to do what they want to do. They run the ball when they want to and pass when they want to. So far, they're just doing everything they want to do.
Head coach Rich Brooks on the Oregon sideline, been coaching some 26 years in the collegiate and the professional ranks, professionally with the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. It is 2nd down and 1 for the Cougars at the Duck 4-yard line. James and Chase wide to the left side, but over the middle goes Calvin, and Richard Calvin down to the Duck 1-yard line. Richard Calvin on the carry.
Seems a little disappointing. He felt to have scored on that play. He did one good job of trying to get in there, but a little bit, I think it was too many men for him to carry all that weight.
Look how close. Nose of the football, very close to the goal line. It is 1st and goal for the Cougars, only 6 inches away, and we have 9.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The Cougars ready to score, and Rypien takes it himself. Touchdown, Washington State. No doubt about it. What a drive by the Cougars, and Washington State leads 6-0 as they drive all the way downfield. 9:24 to go here in the first quarter, Paul.
Yes, and if you think about it, they broke that string of not being able to score in the first quarter. As we see it again, Rypien just quarterback sneak, goes over the left side, follows some good blocking, and he's tall, and he can just fall into the end zone.
Great drive by Washington State, the 1-yard run by quarterback Mark Rypien. And it's 6-0. Washington State as John Trout comes on for the extra point. Snap from center, and the kick is up, and it is perfect right through the uprights. And it's now the Cougars 7 and Oregon nothing with 9:24 to go here in the first quarter of play. And very quickly, the Cougars up on the board here in the first quarter. They lead the Oregon Ducks by a score of 7-0. An 80-yard touchdown drive capped by that short 1-yard run by quarterback Mark Rypien. And just like that, the Cougars with a quick 7 points. Oregon Duck fans here at Autzen Stadium had a good crowd on hand, despite the cool temperatures and the rain we had yesterday.
Yes, it's good to see the sun coming out.
You better believe it. John Trout ready to take it away for Washington State. He played a big role in last week's 49-42 win against Stanford. That big kick that was fumbled by Kevin Scott, end over end. Short kick taken at the 8-yard line by Newman. Newman to 20-25 across the 30, sheds a couple of tacklers, and he's all the way down to the Duck 40-yard line. So an excellent return by Anthony Newman. Took it at his own 8-yard line all the way out to the Oregon 40. Good job. So the Ducks with the football, led by sophomore quarterback Chris Miller. Miller knocked out of the ball game last week against the Washington Huskies in the second quarter. And the handoff goes to Alex Mack, the fullback. And Mack across the 40 gains about close to 5 yards. Rico Tipton on the tackle for Washington State. Mack, 48 carries coming into the ball game, 196 yards for an average of 4.1 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns this year. The other running back, tailback Kevin McCall. Second down and 10. Gain of 8 yards on the carry, out of the I formation. Wide to the right is Barnes and Holman, and the handoff goes to the tailback McCall, and McCall gets across the 45 all the way down to the Duck 47-yard line. Tackled by Lee Blakeney. Kevin McCall, averaging 3.5 carries a ball game this year, 351 yards on the season, and 3 touchdowns. They don't run the football all that much. I think they're averaging about 124 yards on the ground, Paul. Yeah,
I think they want to try to establish a run game because Washington State knows they're going to pass, so why not try to run?
Split backs. It is third down and 3. Oregon with football at their own 47. And the handoff back, and he is tackled right as he took the exchange from Chris Miller. In the backfield, Brad Harrington is there as they peel off the pile. But the first man to get him was Milford Hodge to make the stop. A loss on the play. Back to the 45, and a great job by the Cougar defense and Milford Hodge.
Milford had a good game last week, so it seems like he's just picking up where he left off. No one touched him. He came through the gap between the center and guard and makes a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
And Mike Preacher will come on to punt it away for the Ducks at his own 32-yard line. And the kick is off. And this one will sail into the end zone. The deep man was backup quarterback Ed Blunt. And the Cougars will have it first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On first down, Rypien. The handoff goes to Calvin. Calvin over the left side of the line, and he picks up a couple of yards. Tackled by John Kern, the defensive right end for Oregon. Ducks are 4-3 overall on the season. Trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. It is second down and 8. Mark Rypien and the Cougars at their own 23-yard line. We'll make it to 22. Batted away. The pass by Rypien. Up with the hands is the defensive left end, Dale Dorning. He's 6', 255. A senior got up there to knock the pass away, and there was no doubt about it.
Exactly. One reason why he was able to do that is because if you're going to throw a quick pass like that, the defensive end has to be cut, or you have to have someone going at his knees so he can't jump up. But no one touched him. They would just jump up and knock the ball down.
Third down and 8 for the Cougars, just across their own 22-yard line. Michael James into the ball game along with John Marshall, split out to the near sideline. And now James starts off in motion. Mark set it up, pass over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. That one is batted away, intended for Marshall over the middle, but batted away by Dan Wilkin, the free safety.
That was a good play by Dan Wilkin. The ball, he was covered very well. You see Rypien drops back. The ball, he's covered very well. Dan Wilkin comes over the shoulder, and he seems like he tries to force that pass because he wasn't open by any means.
Tough to get it in there. Yes. Wilkin is there. Glenn Harper back to punt it. No! Keeping the football. Rick Chase, the 40, the 45, the 50. May go all the way. The 30, the 20, the 10. Rick Chase, touchdown Cougars. Unbelievable. The fake punt. It goes to Rick Chase.
That was a very good play to call. Who's going to think that the Cougars are going to try a fake punt early in the game? Gets the short, goes to the up back. He gets it. It's nothing but running room. And Rick Chase is used to finding his running room behind his blockers. He follows the last blocker, cuts back. No one's going to touch him. Almost like a punt return for him.
Owen Chappelle makes sure that nobody touches him the last 20 yards, and Trout on for the extra point. And this is John's already second try of the ball game. The kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, with 6:39 to go in the first quarter, it's the Cougars 14 and the Ducks nothing. An unbelievable start here at Autzen Stadium for Washington State. Rick Chase, the 78-yard touchdown run. On the Cougar sideline, big smile on his face, a slap on the shoulder pad.
Third quarter, Boston College 35.
He's a walk-on.
Chase had the 5 catches last week. He was the leading pass catcher in that win against the Stanford Cardinals. He had 5 for 64 yards for an average of 12.8 a catch. Marshall had 4. Calvin Burris each had 2 in that ball game. And Mays, Sears, and Michael James each had 1. The kick by Trout, bend over end. Again, a little on the short side. This time it's going to be taken by Cherry to his own 12-yard line, the 20, 25, the 30, back toward midfield, the 35, the 40. The only man, John Trout, to try to stop him, and Trout can't get him. The 30, the 20. Coming back is Ron Collins, and he saves the touchdown. Ron Collins on the tackle. They get a hold of Tony Cherry, but he gets all the way down to the Cougar, close to the Cougar 18-yard line, and what a return by Tony Cherry.
First of all, it comes again from having a short kick. You're allowed a runner to catch the ball on the run. The defense people don't have time to get down on the coverage. Good blocking and good running by Tony Cherry. And that's what happens usually when you have a short kick.
John Trout here says, I'm in trouble. I got to try to get him, but he doesn't. Stays in bounds, and it's Ron Collins to save the touchdown. In motion is Barnes, and behind Miller. And the pitch out goes to McCall. McCall turns the corner, has the first down. The 5, and he's down and out of bounds at the Cougar 3-yard line. Has it first and goal for the Ducks. Inside the 5, tackled by Cedric Brown.
When everybody's caught up in the inside, sometimes the best play to run is a sweep. This is just what they ran here. Pick up ample enough yardage to get the first down.
Cedric Brown on the tackle, but McCall delivered a pretty good hit as he was driven out of bounds, and now it's first and goal at the Cougar 3-yard line. McCall dives, and he's in there. Touchdown, Oregon, and the Ducks have their first score of the afternoon. A 3-yard run by Kevin McCall, diving over the left side in behind Wheatley and Greg Schwab. And for Kevin McCall, his 4th touchdown of the season. As you look at it one more time.
It's a dive play, he cuts back inside. He gets hit, but he's flipped and just crosses the goal line. It's a good run, good drive. But what started that all off was a long kick return.
Matt McLeod will come out to try for the extra point as McCall heads on over to the Duck bench. So McLeod will try for the extra point. And keeping the football is Miller. Pass off into the end. No, it's not. Miller's still with the football, and now he is taken down at the Cougar 5-yard line. So they try a little razzle-dazzle of their own, but it doesn't work. The Cougars are right there to defend on the play and to keep right on quarterback Chris Miller, who is the holder on the extra points.
I'm a little surprised that they would try to go for 2 early in the game, but you can't second guess the coach. I guess he felt that going for 2 was the best thing right now.
There's the score. The Cougars 14 and the Ducks 6. Rick Chase had that 78-yard touchdown run, the deep man for the Cougars at his own goal line. That was on a fake punt by Harper. Rich Brooks, outstanding football player himself at Oregon State. Kick is off. Chase lets it roll in and out of the end zone. Sam Burris and Marshall to the left side. James to the right. 14-6, Cougars out in front. Rypien rolling to his left. Complete to Marshall, the 45, and out of bounds at the Duck 42-yard line. Close to the first down, but inches shy of it. Ed Holbert depending on the play for the Ducks.
That's a very nice route against a zone defense. The outside receiver runs straight down the field to clear it out. The inside receiver runs about 8 yards and just rounds it out toward the sideline. It's a rollout pass by Rypien. He finds the open man, picks up almost a first down. It may be a first down, maybe a little short.
Second down, less than a yard. Takes the pitch. Pass open is Michael James, and he spins all the way down to the goal line, but he steps out of bounds at the Duck 4-yard line. What a catch by Michael James. Dan Wilkin knocked him out of bounds.
That was a beautiful play. You only need 6 inches to go, so instead of running the ball, you send Michael James down the line of scrimmage. He comes in motion and just keeps going. Runs past the defensive back, runs behind everyone, and it's wide open.
Michael James, and he just was spinned around enough by Wilkin to step out of bounds at the Duck. Well, the football is just on the other side of the 5-yard line. First and goal. Calvin and Richard pulls his way down to the Duck 2 or 3-yard line. On the stop is Dan Devaney, who just checked in defensively for the Ducks.
This is why, as we see the trap play, on the other side it's not in the camera, but the defense and secondary are playing man-to-man now. They follow the receivers all the way out of the end zone. That's why you don't want to play man-to-man most of the time against a veer offense.
You saw Michael James check into the ball game. He splits way outside to the right. Second and goal at the 3-yard line. The pitch out goes to Mays. Cuts upfield. He's got the touchdown. Washington State and Ruben Mays the touchdown. And the Cougars with 17 seconds to go here in the first quarter are way out in front of Oregon, 20-6 on the 3-yard touchdown run for Ruben Mays. He had 5 last week.
It's a quick pitch. He cuts inside. It's a beautiful block. Beautiful block by Mike Dyer to allow Ruben Mays to cut inside, and there's no one there to make the tackle.
Jim Walden very pleased with his forces. Ruben Mays, his first touchdown of the afternoon. Maybe more on the way he runs the football. A kick by Trout, and it is good, no doubt about it. And the Cougars with 17 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Our score, Washington State 21 and the Ducks 6. The kick by Trout. This time it's going to be deep, and it sends Cherry into the end zone and will stay there. Washington State won in 1982, 10-3 here in Eugene, and won again in 81, 39-7 in Pullman. The pitch out to McCall, the near sideline, across the 20. McCall gets about 3 yards.
They brought Lou Barnes around as though they were going to run a reverse, but he didn't give it to him, and McCall just kept the ball, picked up a few yards. I'm sure maybe later on in the game they would run that reverse, but this time they just kind of wanted to give him something to look at.
And the clock runs down in the first quarter with our score. It's Washington State 21 and Oregon 6. We'll be back with more in the second quarter right after these messages. The Ducks with the football, second down and 7 at their own 23-yard line. Miller rolling to his right. Complete to Doug Herman, the 45, and out across the 50, down to the Cougar 45-yard line. And a nice catch by the tight end of the Ducks from Renton, Washington, Doug Herman.
This is the same play they tried to run out the end zone, but it's going the opposite way this time. He's going to his right, therefore he has a better angle. Since he's right-handed, he throws it to Doug Herman. Doug Herman picks up a nice gain.
Ron Collins on the tackle. Rich Brooks. First and 10 for the Ducks at the Cougar 46-yard line. This time makes the 40, and he's tackled from behind. Chris Miller down to the Cougar 26-yard line. Good job by the defensive secondary by the Cougars as Miller was looking downfield for a long time, but never did have a chance to throw the football.
Yes, it looked as though they were running the same play they just ran to the other side. Roll out. This time Doug Herman is covered well. Chris Miller sets up. He does a good job of faking. I've seen him do this a couple of times today, and as you see, he's a good runner.
And Jeff Loomis comes up to grab him from behind to make the tackle. In the first quarter, we have the first quarter stats as you see some of the chilly fans here at Hudson Stadium. That guy didn't even bring a jacket. All he brought was a sweater.
He looks like he's regretting that, doesn't he?
I don't have one either. What am I talking about? Ruben Mays in the first quarter, 9 carries for 41 yards. I wanted to mention Ruben Mays because before this ball game is over, he's going to chalk up a lot of yardage. Second down, short yardage. Reverse, and the pitch goes to Holman. He tries the long throw deep downfield. Wide open is Barnes. Touchdown, the Ducks. Scott Holman to Lou Barnes. Holy smoke, what a play for Oregon. They're on the board, 21-12. The Cougars still lead, though.
Little razzle dazzle. We all thought they were working on this play yesterday. This time there was no mix-up. It looks like it might be a reverse, so I know it stops the linebackers and stops the defensive backs. And Holman does a good job of throwing the ball, and Barnes does a very good job of knowing where he is on the field and catching it and sliding in the end zone.
Defensive back slipped and fell down, and Lou Barnes was wide open in the end zone. Outstanding pass by Holman. The pitch, it goes to McCall, to Holman, and then the long throw downfield, the touchdown pass from Holman. The split end to his wide receiver, Lou Barnes. They will go for the two-point try. Rolling to his right, Miller looking in the end zone over the middle, and it's incomplete. Incomplete to Scott Holman, who was the Duck who threw the touchdown pass. And with 9:34 to go in the second quarter, our score, it's the Cougars 21 and the Ducks 12. A 36-yard touchdown pass from Scott Holman to Lou Barnes, and it's the Cougars 21 and the Ducks 12 as the two-point conversion try again failed. Now here's the play that the Ducks scored their second touchdown on, 36 yards away. Holman, pretty good throw.
Very good throw.
And wide open is Lou Barnes in the end zone, and he just curdles and hugs that football, makes the touchdown reception. The Cougar sideline looking on. Rick Chase, the deep man for Washington State. Rain falling down here in Eugene, Oregon. Watson Stadium. 9:34 to go here in the first half. And the kick is away by Dean Otto. High, deep kick, end over end. And Rick Chase lets it bounce out of the end zone. 7 plays, 96 yards for the Ducks. 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Possession time for Oregon. Throw it on first down to the far sideline. He's got Marshall. John has it at the Cougar 26-yard line. Ed Holbert down the stop. John Marshall, not very fancy, but I tell you what, he gets the job done. Outstanding receiver.
A lot of times that's what you want. Even though some receivers are fast and quick, if they don't get the job done, they're not ineffective. It doesn't matter. As long as you can get the job done, that's what a lot of coaches want.
Gain of 6, and it's second down and 4 for the Cougars. Motion is Breland. And off over the middle and out to the 30-yard line. Ruben Mays on the carry. Dan Devaney on the tackle. Folks shelter their umbrellas, and Paul, I think that could be maybe a factor in this ball game. It's going to make it tough for both these ball clubs the rest of the way, that light drizzle.
Yes, it is. I believe the defenses will be at the disadvantage because the offense, receivers, and running backs will know where they're going.
First and 10 for the Cougars. The pitch out low, but it's handled nicely by Mays. Upfield the 40, 45, 50. Ruben is going to go all the way. The 20, the 10. Touchdown, Ruben Mays for the Cougars. His second touchdown of the ball game. Holy smoke, what a run by Ruben Mays. And he is picked off right where he left off last week against Stanford. What a run by Ruben Mays.
Yes, it is. And it was a veer play. Counter dive, and he catches the ball. Nice catch. Nice pickup, first of all. Great blocking. And here you see the speed and power of this man. He just breaks the tackle, and no one. Looks like a replay of last week.
Unbelievable. 70-yard touchdown run by Ruben Mays as John Trout comes on for the extra point. He broke free and had clear sailing. The kick by Trout, and it is wide. Wide to the left, and with 8:20 left to go here in the first half, our score. It's the Cougars 27 and the Ducks 12. Cougars sideline getting the congratulations by his teammates and his coaches, raining out, the youngster with the umbrella, What a ball game for Ruben Mays and the entire ball club, offensively and defensively. One more look at that touchdown run by Ruben Mays, going 70 yards.
So this play all started off by a beautiful catch by Mays, because the ball was thrown low. And it's good blocking by the wide receiver. He cuts through a hole. Goodbye. Another day at the office.
Doug Judge, the strong safety, was looking for Mays to come a little wider, but he cut back inside away from Judge. Ran away from a couple of other tacklers, left him in his dust, and it was 70 yards straight downfield for Ruben Mays. See you later, folks. And Mays was walking inside the end zone, enjoying a drink. Only 3 plays, 80 yards, 1 minute, 14 seconds. And just like that, the Cougars now lead 27-12.
And then get offense time to get out there and warm up. They may be a little cold out there on the sidelines.
Tremendous ball game by the Cougars. Deep men are Tony Cherry and Anthony Newman. Like both deep men for this ball club.
Oh, yeah.
Cherry and Newman can run the ball. End over end. It's going to be taken by Cherry at his 3-yard line. Upfield, 15 to 20. 25 and down to the 28-yard line. Tony Cherry. Tackle made by Ricky Reynolds. First and 10 for the Ducks at their own 27. Mack and Cherry in the backfield. Down, they have to throw the football. Pass in the middle, complete to his tight end, Doug Herman. And Herman is stopped at the 37-yard line. Doug Herman, Renton, Washington, came in the ballgame with 15 catches for 229 yards. He's a senior, 6'3", 225. Nice catch.
Yes, that's really a safe play for the quarterback and receiver. The tight end releases, goes about 8 yards, turns around. Quarterback drops back and drills it to him.
Doug Herman, number 87, on the right side of the offensive line for the Ducks. Pickup of 9. It is 2nd down and 1. And the give is to Cherry. He's got the first down and a lot more. The 50 to 45 spins away down to the Cougar 48-yard line, and one whale of a run by Tony Cherry, finally tackled by Cedric Brown. This ball game is a long way from being over. Tony Cherry, an outstanding run. And it's 1st and 10 for Oregon at the Cougar 43.
It's a nice off-tackle play. Number 70, Steve Jensen, does a very good job. Cherry finds the hole, and it's off to the races. Good job of blocking by Lou Barnes. He's out there.
Cherry ran over the back of Barnes and trying to get away from the tackler. Miller to throw. Near sideline. Open is Barnes, and he's got it and down at the Cougar 24-yard line. Lou Barnes. That pass just got over the fingertips, I believe, of Jeff Doolin or Gerald Waters. Jim Walden on the sideline. Let's take a look at it one more time. A nice pass by Chris Miller.
Yes, Lou Barnes comes from the opposite side of the field. He just goes across, finds a hole, and it's a rollout pass, so Miller can just set up and try to find his receiver.
Another first down for the Ducks. 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Cougars leading 27-12. Rolling to his right. Pass is off and incomplete. He wanted to hit the ball to his tight end, Doug Herman, but it's low and wide as Herman was down to the Cougar 10-yard line. 2nd down and 10.
This may be the game plan of the Ducks to have rollout pass to avoid that rush, to get Miller on the outside so you have more sight to see his receivers.
2nd down and 10. The officials will try to keep the football dry with a towel, then they spot the football. It's at the Cougar 23-yard line. 2nd and 1. The fullback. He's all the way down to the Cougar 10-yard line. Alex Mack, the big fullback, 6'1", 201, a junior, and he bangs his way for a Duck first down at the Cougar 10.
Good, strong running. It's a quick trap. And he looked like he almost fumbled on that play, but he was able to regain it. He didn't get hit at the line of scrimmage. He picked up some good yards.
Gerald Waters made the tackle for Washington State. Just across the Cougar 10-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Ducks. The motion is Barnes. Back again. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage and all down by Milford Hodge right there to greet big Alex Mack. And you talk about big Milford Hodge, 6'3", 240. He's a senior.
Plays off the block well, and it's kind of tackle that you, when you're going through drills before the game, form tackling. That's exactly what that was.
Grabbed him around the numbers and just held down and drove him back. But he does pick up a yard. It is second down and 9 for the Ducks. Call the offense the quack attack. Eugene. Pass into the end zone. Barnes and touchdown Oregon. He got 1 foot down. Lou Barnes. The 9-yard touchdown catch, and the Ducks are on the board. What a catch by Barnes, and what a touch by the quarterback, Chris Miller.
This is a quick fade route. You try to take advantage. What happens is the defensive back turns his back and he doesn't see the ball. Barnes does a very good job of adjusting to the ball. And in college, all you have to do is have 1 foot in, and he got it in.
Outstanding catch by Lou Barnes. And they again will try for the 2-point conversion. They have failed twice already. It is 27-18. The Ducks are back in the ball game. An offensive show here in the first half. 5:47 to go in the second quarter. The Ducks will try it one more time, the 2-point conversion. Miller looking into the end zone. Passes off, and it's good. It's going to be complete to Kevin McCall coming out of the backfield, and they have the 2-point conversion. And with 5:47 to go here in the second quarter, our score, it's the Cougars 27 and the Ducks 20. Mark Rypien having a good day guiding the offense here for Washington State in the steady light rain here in Eugene, Oregon. Marshall in behind, Rypien in motion. Mays up the middle, moving to 50, and he's down to Duck territory at the Oregon 43-yard line. And Ruben Mays with that quick burst of speed right up the middle gets a first down for the Cougars.
It's a draw play. They have 1 back, 3 wide receiver, 1 back offense. Who they give it to? Mays. A draw play. And man picks up some yards and gets on the left side of territory.
Mason finally on the tackle. First and 10 for the Cougars down at the 43. Rypien deep downfield near sideline, and it's overthrown, intended for Michael James. Clock stops on the incompleted pass. 1:07 to go. Mason and Wilkin defending on the play for the Ducks.
It's good coverage by secondary. Then Rypien did the thing that you tell quarterbacks to do is no one's open. Throw it out of bounds. Don't risk an interception.
Second down and 10. Ruben Mays, the lone setback. 1:07 to go in the half. 27-20, the Cougars on top of the Ducks. Pass is off, and it's incomplete, intended for Marshall to the far sideline at the Duck 37-yard line. Play took only 4 seconds off the clock. Now 1:03 remain.
Put down the umbrella.
Mascot, hoping that Washington State can get on the board one more time before the half expires. A little over a minute to go. Cougars a great job offensively today here in the rain against the Oregon Ducks. Third down and 10. And Rypien will put up the football. No, he won't. Ruben Mays up the middle, the 30, 25, and all the way down to the Ducks 22-yard line. Like I said, he'll hand off to Ruben Mays.
You call that one right on the nose.
Yeah, right.
This is great blocking by the front line. They are just opening up holes and allowing Mays to run. And what does he do better than anything? He runs. Good job of running.
Pass in the end zone, incomplete, and a little mix-up on the play. The pass was intended for Michael James, but it was nowhere near either James or Sam Burris in the end zone.
They had everybody on the left side. They rolled to the left side, and no one was open. He did a good job of just getting rid of the ball because there was a pretty good rush on him also.
28 seconds. Second down and goal. To the near side is Chase. Wide to the left is Sam Burris. In the slot left is John Marshall. Lone setback, Ruben Mays. Pass pass in the end zone intended for Burris, but well beyond his reach, it falls incomplete. Now 22 seconds on the clock remain. Roland Poutsier putting a rush on Rypien. And the play coming in from the near sideline. Now what do you look for right here, Paul? 22 seconds to go. Third down and third and goal at the 10.
I look for them to try another pass into the end zone, but I feel he's been instructed. If no one's open, don't risk an interception. Throw it up into the stands if you have to.
Last time I looked for the pass, they went to Ruben Mays. Let's see what they do right here. They'll throw the football. Passes up. Burris has a shot, and it's incomplete. Little overthrown into the end zone. And it's going to be 4th and 10. Here is John Trout to try for the field goal attempt. Sam Burris, the intended receiver.
He was wide open
Yes,
that play. He beat the man at the line of scrimmage. As soon as the ball was snapped, the defensive back was beaten. All Rypien had to do was just lay up, soft throw.
Ball will be spotted at the 16-yard line. A try of 26 yards for John Trout. He's been very accurate. Snap and center, the kick by Trout, and it is good. No doubt about it. And what a first half it was, but wait a second. As everybody heads for the runway, they just put on the brakes right there, but now they say it's all over in the first half, and how about it? Our score at halftime here at Eugene, Oregon. Our score, the Cougars 30 and the Ducks 20. We'll be back with our halftime activities right after these messages. It is halftime here at Autzen Stadium. Hello again, everybody. Rick Riz along with Paul Johns. A shootout in the first half. The Cougars lead by a score of 30-20 over the Ducks of Oregon, and quite a first half, especially that first quarter. The Cougars went right out and went right to the Oregon Duck defense.
Yes, they did. They've done something the first half that they haven't been able to do the whole year. They scored points. They scored points by giving the ball to Ruben Mays and letting him do his job. He has 20 carries for 197 yards. They've offset that by throwing to the receivers and throwing the quick pass to Rick Chase and letting him do some. He's done a lot of damage with that.
Good job of mixing things up. You have to give credit to the Oregon offensive well. They came back and made it a 27-20 ball game on a touchdown pass to Lou Barnes, but then the field goal by John Trout, and that's a big field goal to make it a 10-point margin.
Yes, that was a big field goal because the way Oregon has been coming back and answering each touchdown, they need to stay at least one touchdown or 10 points ahead because neither defense has been able to stop the offenses.
Getting ready for the third quarter of play, the Cougars lead the Ducks by a score of 30-20. Washington State to kick it away. Anthony Newman and Tony Cherry are the deep men back for Oregon, and it's going to be Cherry at his own 6-yard line. We're underway in the second half. The 20, upfield out to the 25, then to the 26-yard line, and the Ducks with the football. 1st and 10 for the Ducks at their own 26. Out of the I formation, Mack and McCall in the backfield. The pitch out goes to McCall. Turns to right side to 30, leaps over one tackler, all the way down to the Ducks 39-yard line. He's got himself a first down. Lee Blakeney on the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Ducks at their 39-yard line. And right away it goes to Cherry. The 45 and across midfield, and he's got a Duck first down to the Cougar 48 before he's tackled by Gerald Waters. So nice run by Tony Cherry.
In the last two plays, they've had a lot of success running to on their right side. The offensive line is doing a very good job of taking care of Washington State's left side, picking up some valuable yards there.
Mike McCarty now checks into the ballgame offensively for the Ducks. He sets up wide to the right. 1st and 10 at the Cougar 14. 11:02 to go in the third quarter. Cougars lead 30-20 over the Ducks. Alex Mack. No running room at all, and a good job defensively by the Cougars. Brad Harrington lost his helmet, made the tackle, and Rico Tipton was also there to help out. Good job to stop Alex Mack. Ball is back at the Cougar 15-yard line. 2nd down. Rich Brooks, head coach of the Ducks, irons folded. Talking with his coaches up in the press box. 2nd down and 11 at the Cougar 15. Yards. Gerald Waters on the tackle, but Not a lot of running room for the fullback again, Alex Mack on the carry. Picks up maybe 3.
The Cougars almost had a mix-up in their defensive line coverage. They kept moving around. They were still moving when the ball was snapped. Luckily for them, the play was coming into the area they were moving.
Cougars lead by 10 from the end zone camera through the uprights. It is 3rd down and 8. Miller in the pocket, passes off over the middle, incomplete. As Cherry had a chance to make that catch, but he couldn't hang on. It hit him right on the numbers. Lee Blakeney defending on the play, but Cherry was open over the middle.
This is the delay route. You allow your receivers to go down the field and clear out everyone. You have your running back just delay and cut under the linebackers. Hopefully you hit him and catch the ball and make some room and run for some yards. This time it didn't happen.
Miller drilled it right in there, but Cherry just couldn't make the catch. 9:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. It is now 4th down and 8. And Matt McLeod will come on to try for the field goal. A 30-yard try. The kick by McLeod is up and over in, and it is good. And from 30 yards out, the field goal by Matt McLeod. And with 9:37 to go in the 3rd period, our score. It's the Cougars 30 and the Ducks 23. We'll be back right after these messages. Well, a 30-yard field goal by Matt McLeod of Oregon, and the Ducks on the board first here in the 3rd quarter. It's now the Cougars 30 and Oregon 23. Leonardo is just about ready. And the kick. Chase moving to the near side, takes it at his 1-yard line. Straight upfield, it's down the 15. 20 out to the 23-yard line. Edmund Rivera downfield to make the tackle for the Ducks. In motion is Michael James. Ripping the pitch out to Mays. 30, the 35, and down to the Cougar 36-yard line. And Reuben Mays picks up the first down for the Cougars before he's stopped by Dan Wilkin of the Ducks.
The way this man's been running today,
wow.
It's a veer route. It's the veer option. And the way he's been running today, it has put fear in the Oregon coaches and the players' mind every time he touches the ball. He squares his shoulders up and runs with so much power that it's hard to stop him when he gets his hands on the ball.
They got the first down. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Rypien in trouble, and he is sacked. Back at his 40-yard line, Todd Welch is in there, the linebacker, to get a hold of Mark Rypien. Lost back to the Cougar 40-yard line, a loss of 8 yards on the play.
Yes, he just beats Jamie White on this play. The linebacker comes from the outside and dogs. He beats Jamie White to tackle. He's in there before Rypien can set up and find the receiver.
First time in the ball game that Mark Rypien has been sacked by the Duck defense. And it's now 2nd down and 18. Hayes over the middle, and Reuben across the 45 and doesn't quite get back to the original line of scrimmage. A pickup of about 7. Todd Welch and Bob Huditz there in the stop for the Ducks. Reuben Mays with over 200 yards on the day. That's the 3rd time this year that Reuben has gained over 200 yards in a single ball game.
I guess you could call him a duck buster today, huh? Who do you call him?
Duck buster.
That's it.
Reuben Mays is the main duck buster. Over 200 yards today. 197 in the first half. It is 2nd down and 7, a gain of 3 by Mays. Ball to the Cougar 47. Rypien to put it up. Open in the flats, but he can't get it to Richard Calvin coming out of the backfield. Calvin was wide open across the 50. Deep downfield was Michael James.
Michael James was wide open down there. They may come back with that play next time. I saw the Cougar coaches pointing to James after the play was over with. So they may come back with that, maybe the next series or the series after.
Glenn Harper back to punt. Michael James is all the way down to the Duck 20-yard line.
Catching the cold.
High kick. The catch being called for by Lou Barnes, and it's 1st and 10 for the Ducks at their own 20-yard line. So just kind of put that one in the back of your mind on that last play where Michael James was open deep downfield. But Rypien had a chance to get the first down, but he just couldn't get the ball to Richard Calvin. First down for the Ducks out of the I formation. Tony Cherry. With Waters on his back, he gets across midfield all the way down to the Cougar 47-yard line. Gerald Waters on the tackle, but Cherry carried him about 7 yards.
Yes, he did. He went for a piggyback route on that. That shows the power Cherry has in his legs.
Yeah. Nice run by Tony Cherry. Cherry, left side to 40, 35, and he's down at the Cougar 33-yard line. Another first down for the Ducks. Tony Cherry, tackled by Rico Tipton.
He broke 2 tackles on that play.
Tony Cherry did a good job, Paul, in replacement of the injured Kevin McCall.
The play was initially supposed to go to the inside, but because there was no room, he popped it to the outside and picked up good yardage.
So Cherry filling in very nicely for the injured McCall. 1st and 10 for the Ducks at the Cougar 33. Cherry again, and he gets to the Cougar 30. Oh, he's tackled by Rod Cleveland.
I guess their philosophy is why change a good thing? Go with Cherry until you stop him, then we'll go to someone else.
Just down the other side of the 30-yard line as you take a look at the Oregon cheerleaders. 2nd down and 11 at the Cougar 15. Moving along the defensive front line. And off but not a whole bunch of yards. Gerald Waters on the tackle, but not a lot of running room for the fullback. Again, Alex Mack on the carry. Picks up maybe 3.
Cougars almost had a mix-up in their defensive line coverage. They kept moving around. They were still moving when the ball was snapped. Luckily for them, the play was coming into the area they were moving.
Cougars lead by 10 from the end zone camera through the uprights. It is 3rd down and 8. Miller in the pocket, passes off over the middle, incomplete, as Cherry had a chance to make that catch, but he couldn't hang on. It hit him right on the numbers. Lee Blakeney defending on the play, but Cherry was open over the middle.
This is the delay route. You allow your receivers to go down the field and clear out everyone. You have your running back just delay and cut under the linebackers. Hopefully you hit him and catch the ball and make some room and run for some yards. This time it didn't happen.
Miller drilled it right in there, but Cherry just couldn't make the catch. 9:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. It is now 4th down and 8. And Matt McLeod will come on to try for the field goal. A 30-yard try. The kick by McLeod is up and over in, and it is good. And from 30 yards out, the field goal by Matt McLeod. And with 9:37 to go in the 3rd period, our score. It's the Cougars 30 and the Ducks 23. We'll be back right after these messages. Well, a 30-yard field goal by Matt McLeod of Oregon, and the Ducks on the board first here in the 3rd quarter. It's now the Cougars 30 and Oregon 23. Deep man for Washington State is Rick Trace, as you see Dean Otto, the kicker for the Ducks, getting ready to kick it away. Dean Otto is just about ready. And the kick. Chase moving to the near side, takes it at his 1-yard line. Straight upfield, the 10, the 15. 20 out to the 23-yard line. On to the right is Marshall. Calvin and Mays in the backfield. In motion is Michael James. Ripping the pitch out to Mays. 30, the 35, and down to the Cougar 36-yard line, and Reuben Mays picks up the first down for the Cougars before he's stopped by Dan Wilkin of the Ducks.
The way this man's been running today,
wow.
It's a veer route, it's the veer option, and the way he's been running today, it has put fear in the Oregon coaches and the players' mind every time he touches the ball. He squares his shoulders up and runs with so much power that it's hard to stop him when he gets his hands on the ball.
And you know that the Ducks are looking for Mays to take that pitch, and it boils down to execution, getting the blocks and getting the room, and Mays a great job to run the football. This time out to the 44-yard line goes Richard Calvin, Wilkin, and Doug Judge on the tackle, along with Don Pelham. Richard Calvin brings the Cougars out to their own 44-yard line.
With the success that Mays is having, you give it to your fullback and let him run a little bit to keep everyone honest, and it makes the fullback's job a little easier because everyone's looking for Mays. He can pick up some yardage.
And Calvin is close to the first down. Rob Marshall into the ball game defensively. Culp is out of there. Second down and about a half a yard. Calvin has the first down. Richard Calvin, just his head down, plows over the right side of the line behind Kirk Samuelson and Mike Dreyer. Well, he spot the football back at the 48-yard line. That's where they needed to go for the first down. It looked like Calvin got a lot more than that. Young fan here at Watson Stadium this afternoon. Michael James into the ball game wide to the near side. They got the first down. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Rypien in trouble, and he is sacked back at his 40-yard line. Todd Welch is in there, the linebacker, to get a hold of Mark Rypien. Lost back to the Cougar 40-yard line, a loss of 8 yards on the play.
Yes, he just beats Jamie White on this play. The linebacker comes from the outside and dogs. He beats Jamie White to tackle. He's in there before Rypien can set up and find the receiver.
First time in the ball game that Mark Rypien has been sacked by the Duck defense. And it's now second down and 18. Hayes over the middle, and Rubin across the 45 and doesn't quite get back to the original line of scrimmage. A pickup of about 7. Todd Welch and Bob Huditz there in the stop for the Ducks. Reuben Mays with over 200 yards on the day. That's the 3rd time this year that Reuben has gained over 200 yards in a single ball game.
I guess you could call him a duck buster today, huh? Who do you call him?
Duck buster.
That's it.
Reuben Mays is the main duck buster. Over 200 yards today. 197 in the first half. It is second down and 7, a gain of 3 by Mays. Walsh the Cougar 47. Rypien to put it up. Open in the flats, but he can't get it to Richard Calvin coming out of the backfield. Calvin was wide open across the 50. Deep downfield was Michael James.
Michael James was wide open down there. They may come back with that play next time. I saw the Cougar coaches pointing to James after the play was over with. So they may come back with that, maybe the next series or the series after.
Glenn Harper back to punt. Michael James is all the way down to the Duck 20-yard line.
Catching the cold.
High kick. The catch being called for by Lou Barnes, and it's 1st and 10 for the Ducks at their own 20-yard line. Tony Cherry. With Waters on his back, he gets across midfield all the way down to the Cougar 47-yard line. Gerald Waters on the tackle, but Cherry carried him about 7 yards.
Yes, he did. He went for a piggyback route on that. That shows the power Cherry has in his legs.
Nice run by Tony Cherry. Came into the ballgame with 302 yards rushing for the years.
One heck of an average, 6.6 yards per carry.
Very good average. 1st and 10 for the Ducks. The pitch out goes to Cherry, a little behind him, but he handles it. And he is hit hard at the Cougar 45 and driven out of bounds by Lee Blakeney. Blakeney getting close to 500 career tackles. He'll get that easily. He came into the ball again with 470 career tackles. So you look at Tony Cherry going back to the Duck huddle. University of Oregon has produced some outstanding NFL players. Bobby Moore. Now Ahmad Rashad. How about Dan Fouts? Chargers. Right here in the early 70s.
Rush Francis.
Cherry, left side to 40, 35, and he's down at the Cougar 33-yard line. Another first down for the Ducks. Tony Cherry, tackled by Rico Tipton. So Cherry filling in very nicely for the injured McCall. 1st and 10 for the Ducks at the Cougar 33. Cherry again, and he gets to the Cougar 30. Oh, he's tackled by Rod Cleveland.
I guess their philosophy is why change a good thing. Go with Cherry until you stop him, then we'll go to someone else.
Just down the other side of the 30-yard line is to take a look at the Oregon cheerleaders. Quarterback Chris Miller inside the Duck huddle. And right now, the Ducks trail by only 7 points. Our score, 30-23, Washington State. Lou Barnes wide to the right side. 2nd down and 6. Davis right there to meet Alex Smith. Nice stop by Lee Blakeney, the all-time leading tackler in Cougar history. Watch this smack right here.
Very good job. They try to go to Washington State's playbook, run the draw play, but Blakeney's there and smells it out and stops it for little or no gain.
They're down and 3 for the Ducks. Miller over the middle. He's got Sherry, then he fumbles the football, and it's going to be ruled incomplete. Ruled that Cherry just didn't have possession. Lee Blakeney is there defending on the play along with Jim Kwiatkowski.
They try to run a little back out of the backfield, delay route again, but Blakeney smells it out and he's on top of the play. Very good play by Blakeney.
Thought for a second from our angle that Cherry may have held on, but or long enough for the possession, but never really did have possession. 4th down and 3. The field goal try by McLeod, and the kick is up, and it is good. From 44 yards out, Mac McLeod, a field goal, and with 4:02 left to go in the 3rd quarter, it's now the Cougars 30 and the Ducks 26, and this is one interesting ball game, Paul.
Yes, there's constantly chipping away at that lead. It's now 4 points.
Ball is teed up at the Cougar 45. Junior Tattalatowski, one of the deep men for the Cougars.
He has to be careful here because if he kicks it straight out the end zone, the ball would go to the 30 rather than the 20.
The onside kick, and it's covered nicely by Gerald Waters. Great job by Waters. The ball came right to him, and now tempers are really flaring down on the field. The Ducks downfield quickly, but Waters just simply pounced on the football, and a good job to bring it in and keep it right there. And the Cougars have good field position at their own 34. Need to get something going here in the second half, leading 30-26. Almost intercepted by Don Pelham, the linebacker. Pelham bobbled the football and didn't hang on. I believe it was Jamie Olsen trying, the intended receiver trying to get to the football, but Pelham was out in front of him.
Mark Rypien follows the tight end all the way from the line of scrimmage, and he telegraphed that ball. Then he tried to force it in there. It wasn't a very good throw at all.
2nd down and 10. Jamie Olsen shot in a tight end for the injured Vince Layton, but the ball never got there. Rypien, pitch out to Mays. 20, 45, 50, Ruben Mays on the carry. He's got the first down for the Cougars before Don Judge makes the stop for the Ducks. Ruben Mays lost his shoe, but he's got the first down.
This is the counter option. They fake to one side, and then they come back to the other side. Give the ball to the man you know is going to get some yards. That's a great block by Kirk Samuelson. Great block to allow Mays to pick up some more yards.
Samuelson, the offensive right guard, 6'4", 256, paving the way for Ruben Mays. 1st and 10, right at midfield for the Cougars. Motion to the near side is Breland Rypien, keeps the football, and he gets down to the Ducks, spins away, still on his feet, the 30, and down to the Duck 24-yard line, and what a run by Mark Rypien. The tackle by Todd Wilson at Holmberg. He shedded about 4 tacklers.
That's one of the few times today he's kept the ball. But he's a big, strong running back, and everybody thinks he's gonna pitch it out. He keeps it, and no one wraps up.
Look at that.
Samuelson does a good job by keep blocking and doesn't allow anyone to just get good contact with him. And Rypien's going to challenge the tackler. Instead of going to slide, he runs and challenges him. That's a good job.
That's one of the best runs of the afternoon by either side. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. At the Oregon 24-yard line. Ruben Mays across the 20, and he is down at the Duck 19. Wendell Kaysen and Bob Units combined on the tackle. Ruben Mays well over 200 yards.
It's a dive play, and you can see his ball is supposed to go inside, but he just goes to the outside. Off tackle play, picks up some good yardage.
Picked up 5 in his 2nd down and 5 for the Cougars. Marching downfield. The chase is wide to the far side in motion. There's James, and it's Ruben Mays. Mays the 10, across the 10, first and goal for the Cougars inside the Duck 10-yard line. He is amazing, Rypien Mays.
He's picking up yardage that he's not supposed to pick up. He was clearly supposed to be stopped on that play. He puts his head down and shoulders and breaks some tackles and then leaves them in.
Bounces off 2-3 people right there.
That's a great run right there.
Dives for 4 yards. 2:09 to go here in the third quarter. The Cougars lead 30-26, well within the range, the field goal range of John Trout, but with a running of Mark Rypien and Rypien Mays, a chance to put 7 up on the board. Split backs, Mays and Calvin. And it's Richard Calvin. Richard Calvin, touchdown Cougars!
Counter trap, they fake the pitch to Mays and come back with a trap to Calvin, and the hole is wide open and stays on his feet and goes in for the score.
9-yard touchdown run by Richard Calvin. Nothing fancy, just over the left side and behind the block
of Samuelson.
Samuelson gets away from a tackler, spins away and gets inside the end zone for the Cougars score. 36-26. The Cougars back out to a 10-point lead, but John Trout is in there to try for the extra point.
That was a much-needed drive.
A 7-point lead, excuse me. Now the kick, and it is good. No doubt about it. And with 1:51 to go in the third quarter, our score, it's the Cougars 37 and the Ducks 26. Tony Cherry at his 4. Upfield, the 15, the 20. Breaks away, the 40, and he is down at the 45-yard line. Lost the football, but he is called down. I believe, no, it's recovered by Washington State. Gerald Waters made the hit, and it's recovered by the Cougars. Big break for Washington State, the fumble.
Every time Trout kicks a short kick, you have a good return by Cherry. And look at that wall in front of him. That's great blocking. And it's a good tackle. The ball is stripped for him before he hits the ground. Good call by the referee.
And it's recovered by Ron Collins. He came up with the big plays last week. And comes up with a mighty big one right here, and the Cougars offense is right back on the field. Up the middle, Rypien Mays, he's got the first down and a lot more, all the way down to the Oregon 20-yard line.
That man is something else.
Doug Judge on the tackle, and Rypien Mays may end up with 300 yards before this day is over. 55 seconds remain in the third quarter. Watch Rypien Mays run.
Just a straight dive play over the tackle. Not only is he powerful, but he's showing some nimble feet there.
All the way down to the Oregon 21-yard line. He had 861 yards coming into the afternoon's game. 253 yards, 25 carries, and a couple of touchdowns, including a 70-yard run. Rypien keeps the ball himself, and he's out to the Oregon 15-yard line, tripped up by Dale Dorney, the defensive left end. Cougars lead 37-26. Jamie Olson checks in with head coach Jim Walden, and now Michael James in there along with Rick Chase. Will Stepanovich is in there defensively for the Ducks. And time running down. It looks like we're going to go to the fourth quarter without another play being snapped off, and that's the end of the third quarter. Our score after 3 periods of play, what a ball game. It's the Cougars 37 and the Ducks 26. We'll be back right after these messages. Fourth quarter getting underway. 37-26. The Cougars lead the Ducks. Second down and 5 for the Cougars at the Oregon 17-yard line. It's Rypien Mays, the man of the day, gets the carry and out to the Duck 12-yard line before he's stopped by Todd Welch. Rypien Mays with over 250 yards running the football, a shot at 300 yards today with 14:45 now to go in the football game.
Looks like this man gets stronger as the game goes on. He gets stronger.
That's what he did last week in that win against Stanford. Kept right on going. We're down and 1 for the Cougars. Rypien keeps himself.
It's going to be close.
Todd Welch again is there to make the tackle for the Ducks. Ron Zepp into the ballgame defensively at middle linebacker. There's an extra linebacker. for the Ducks. Here we go. It is 4th down and less than a yard. Mark Rypien to Ruben Mays. Mays the 5. Touchdown, Washington State. It's Ruben Mays. They needed 4th and about the length of a football, and they go all the way for the score. The Cougars are back up on the board, and Ruben Mays, his 3rd touchdown of the day.
Richard Calvin did a great job of faking like he had the ball. He jumps into the line of scrimmage, which pulls about 4 people, and just pitched the ball to Mays and let him run. Surprised me, though. I thought they were going to give it to someone else.
Ruben Mays, the touchdown, and now Trout for the extra point. Snap from center, and the kick is up, and it is good. And with 13 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in the ball game, our score, it's the Cougars 44 and the Ducks 26. Last week against Stanford, he had the 5, and Mays now with 13 touchdown in his Cougar career. What a year. So Ruben Mays went into the ball game. So take a look at the deep man, Anthony Newman. Mays came into the ball game, the 5th leading rusher in the nation. Low kick, little skitter out to Cherry at the 6, upfield at 20. Oh, brothers, he hit. At the 22-yard line, he is hit by Ted Hornduff from the end zone camera in behind the Oregon offense. In trouble, but is able to get the pass off to his fullback, Mack. But Alex is taken down by Jeff Doolin at the Oregon 35-yard line. Nice job by Miller to get rid of the football with 2 Cougars hanging on.
Yes, that was an excellent job by Miller. He rolls out, and it's a great rush. He just gets the ball away. Good heads-up play.
Jim Krakowski has him around the waist, but he's able to get the pass off to Mack, and then Jeff Doolin is there to make the tackle. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Ducks at their own 35-yard line. Here's sideline, and open is Holman, the split end, and he's out of bounds. Got the football, but he cannot stay in bounds. He had enough for the 1st down, but Jeff Doolin defending on the play, but Holman does not stay in bounds. Third down and 8. Cougars with a touchdown here in the 4th and final period, an 11-yard run by Ruben Mays to make it 44-26 Cougars.
We haven't heard much from Lou Barnes this half.
Oh, we haven't. Similar to last week's game. Miller scrambling. Has the 1st down. Cross midfield, the 40, and run out of bounds by Cedric Brown at the Cougar 35-yard line, and a big gainer by sophomore quarterback Chris Miller. Ricky Reynolds and Cedric Brown both are there to run Miller out of bounds.
Just as I was saying that, I saw Lou Barnes come across the middle. He looked like he was open, but Miller was flushed out of the pocket, and he did a good job. As we see again, he looks like he's open, but Miller does a good job of setting up his blocks and picking up yards. Look at him tightrope that sideline.
1st and 10 for the Ducks. Out of the Cougar 37-yard line. To the far sideline, and it is incomplete. Intended for split end Scott Holman. Getting back to finish up a thought, you mentioned Lou Barnes, and the Cougar defense doing a good eye keeping Lou Barnes in check. Did the same thing last week against the leading pass receiver for the Stanford Cardinal, Emil Harry.
That's right. They have done a good job in stopping their primary receiver for the opposing team, which causes the offense to go to another receiver. So the other receivers have to pick up the slack. In the last 2 weeks so far, they haven't been able to do it.
2nd down and 10 for the Ducks. Over the middle, complete to the tight end, Herman. Has it, and he gets down to the Cougar 24-yard line. And that'll be a 1st down for Oregon. Tackled by Jim Krakowski. From the fans here at Austin Stadium. The umbrellas are out. There's the pass completion.
This is a play where the tight end just steps back like he's blocking, and once the linebackers flush out, he just releases inside. Quarterback pops him with a quick pass and picks up a 1st down.
First and 10 for the Ducks at the Cougar 24. Downfield over the middle and open is Barnes, and Barnes gets all the way down to the Cougar 2-yard line. And there's Lou Barnes, the big play man for the Oregon Ducks.
Miller had plenty of time to set back in the pocket. He had plenty of time. He didn't have any chance of anybody coming to sack him. He gets to see everything that's going on, and he throws a beautiful snap pass to Lou Barnes.
Big gain right there as Gerald Waters and Ricky Reynolds in on the tackle. But now it's first and goal for the Ducks, all the way down to the Cougar 3-yard line. Nice catch by Lou Barnes. Miller scrambling, and he is knocked down at the Cougar 5-yard line.
The referee just got hit.
Brad Harrington made the stop, and a referee was hit and knocked down on the play. And he is on his back, and hopefully he'll be all right. Cougar cheerleaders. Cougars leading 44-26 with 11 minutes to go in the ball game. But the Ducks have the football down at the Cougar 4-yard line. And his second down for Oregon. Rolling to his right. Very good rush. Pass off in the end zone. Diving Barnes, and he can't get to it. Lou Barnes diving out of the end zone. That's the man that Chris Miller wants to look for when he's in trouble.
Why not go to your favorite receiver when you want to get a score? You need something big to happen.
Chris Miller in the first half was 7 of 14 for 108 yards. I like the way he throws the football. Only a sophomore. He's going to mean a lot to the Ducks offense the next 2 years here.
He throws the ball with a lot of authority.
Third and goal at the Cougar 3-yard line. Motion Barnes. Sets back the other way. The handoff goes. Touchdown. Tony Cherry on the touchdown for the Ducks. And it's now 44-32, Washington State. 3-yard touchdown run by Tony Cherry. Wasn't sure exactly who had the football, but it's Tony Cherry into the ball game.
Follow your lead blocker, and there's a very nice hole there. Why not give it to him? He's been picking up nice yards every time he's touched the ball. Picks up a 3-yard gain for a touchdown.
That's his second touchdown of the season for Tony Cherry, and they will go for the 2-point try. Over the middle, and it's going to be complete. Does he hang on? And yes, he does. They get the 2-point conversion.
Barnes. Is that Barnes?
Our score, 10:42 left to go in the ball game. It's the Cougars 44, the Ducks 34, and we'll be back right after these messages. With 10:42 left to go in the ball game, our score, the Cougars 44 and the Ducks 34. A 3-yard touchdown run by Todd Cherry, and it was Todd Cherry who caught the 2-point conversion pass from Chris Miller. 10:42 to go in the ball game, and the kick is away, and it's going to go to Ruben Mays at its 12-yard line. The 20. Mays picks his way down to the Cougar 30-yard line. Very poised running back. Mays over the middle. Another big gain. All the way out to the Cougar 41-yard line. And has a first down. Picks up 11 yards on that carry like it was nothing. Dan Wilkin on the stop. Watch how easy Ruben Mays just goes right up the middle, and look at the hole.
Yes, that's what makes it look easy, too. The holes. 29 carries, 297 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
He is going to go over 300 yards easily. Over 10 minutes to go in the ball game, 297 yards.
You think he'll go over 300?
Oh, on this next play, maybe. First and 10. Picked up 12 yards on that last play. I was right. The 50, 45 of the 40, Ruben Mays over 300 yards on the afternoon, all the way down to the Duck 42-yard line. Holy smoke.
Oh, my goodness.
Ruben Mays.
This is a Ruben Mays show today.
He is amazing.
Look at that hole.
The offensive line giving Ruben Mays so much room to work with, and Ruben Mays taking advantage of the room, and he has scampered well over 300 yards. 1st and 10 for the Cougars all the way down to the Duck 32-yard line, and that man has been brilliant, Ruben Mays. We're going to have to check before we get off the broadcast whether or not that's a Cougar record for the most yards in a single ball game. Now he has about 320 yards rushing. Calvin out to the 30. He picks up about 2.5 yards. And the Cougars steadily all afternoon long, Paul, have been moving the football.
It seems like every time Ruben doesn't get the ball, you can hear the fans give a sigh of relief, you know.
Tony Grossi on the tackle for the Ducks. Calvin over to the bench. Some of the fans here at Autzen Stadium. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Just across the Duck 30-yard line. Motion is Marshall. The pitch out, Ruben Mays. And Mays is taken out of bounds by Doug Judge at the 26. Doug Judge, big strong safety for the Ducks. There he is. Knee surgery last year. It looks like he is just fine.
The Cougar offensive line has been keeping him in check so far most of the game. But they have been keeping everybody in check most of the game.
Yes. 3rd down and 4. Motion is James. Rypien just across the 25, and that is it. Down enough for the 1st down. Bob Huditz and Tom Welch on the tackle.
Good job by the Ducks defense then. They forced the play, come in and make the tackle before Rypien can make the pitch out.
John Trout will come on to try for the field goal attempt. Ball will be spotted at the 31. A try of 41 yards for John Trout. He can do it. Ball is set up on the near hash mark. So Trout, right-footed kicker, has a good angle on it. Snap from center. The kick is up. Low line drive. It has enough distance, and it is good. Line drive through the uprights. And it's a 41-yard field goal by John Trout. And with 8:05 to go in the ball game, it's the Cougars 47 and the Ducks 34. What a ball game. There you see the score.
That was a big field goal. So now the Ducks have to score 2 touchdowns.
47 to 34. Washington State and the Cougars looking forward to hoping to get their 2nd Pac Ten win of the year. Low line drive takes a bounce at the 25, rolls out to Tony Cherry, bobbles the football, it's got it at 5 to 10, to 15 to 20, 25, lot of room, far sideline 40, cuts back off to midfield, spins away, still on his feet, now he's down, all the way to the Cougar 48-yard line. Outstanding run by Tony Cherry, finally stopped by Ron Collins of the Cougars.
This return is really hard to believe. They do what they want to do, Squibbit. You have 3 men there ready to make the tackle. He runs between all of them.
Breaks a couple of tackles there. Then it's Collins who makes the tackle, but not before Cherry gets all the way down to the Cougar 48.
That's a 48-yard return.
So just like that, the Ducks with good field position. 7:56 to go in the ball game. Chris Miller in there all the way for the Ducks this afternoon. Over the middle, deep downfield. He's got Barnes at 25-20, and out of bounds at the Cougars 12-yard line. And just like that, flags are thrown all over the field now. And it looks like a personal foul penalty against the Cougars. All the way down to the Cougar 12-yard line, and just like that, Oregon right back.
The offensive line does a good job allowing Miller to set up. Barnes just comes across the field from the right side. It comes all the way over to the left side. It's a perfect pass. They call a unnecessary roughness penalty on the secondary.
I think on Jeff Newland, who came across on the extra hit after Barnes was well out of bounds. 1st and goal for the Ducks. 7:48 on the clock. Back, the fullback, to the 5, and maybe the 4-yard line. Alex Mack tackled by Lee Blakeney. 6'1", 228 pounds, senior linebacker. There's the hit by Blakeney. Straightens him up and makes the tackle. 2nd and goal at the Cougar 5. Out of the eye. Pass in the end zone. Barnes leaping up and he can't get to it. Took the ball with him out of bounds, trying for that Hail Mary pass by Chris Miller.
That was the same type of pass play Barnes scored on in the first half. This time it didn't work. So it's a fade route. They catch him in a man-to-man defense, so it's just a quick fade route. Barnes does one heck of a job going up. He almost comes down with that ball.
Ruben Mays, with his over 300 yards rushing this afternoon, has set a Cougar record today. The old record was 261 yards. 3rd down. For the Ducks at the 5, and the handoff goes to Cherry. Right up the middle, and he is down at the 1-yard line. Tony Cherry in there for the injured Kevin McCall. Wow, let's see how close he got. It was 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. He got enough for the 1st down. Look at him slide all the way to the goal line. We'll get back. It's 1st and goal for the Ducks. 47-34. Cougars lead the football game with 6:50 to go. And it goes to Cherry. He is hit in the backfield and loses maybe a half yard to a yard. Quick hit. Milford Hodge. In there. And Mack, the fullback. Does he get in? No, he is stopped inside the 1-yard line. So the Cougar defense hanging on. And they stopped Alex Mack. It is 3rd down for the Ducks.
One thing to also think about, as long as they can keep this goal line stand going, the more time runs off the clock.
Brent White on the tackle for Washington State. Goes to the football right at the goal line. It is 3rd down. Cherry, and he won't get in. Tony Cherry is driven back to about the 3-yard line. Big defensive play by the Cougars. Cherry trying to go to the right side is tripped up by one of his own teammates. There is Cedric Brown to make the stop. And he nails Tony Cherry. And the ball is at the Cougar 2-yard line. 4th and goal at the 2. Count by Miller. And Cherry's in the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon, but flags all over the place in the end zone. Tony Cherry got it in there from 2 yards out, but we have to wait and see what the official call is going to be. That will be a touchdown. The call will go against Washington State. So a 2-yard run by Cherry. Try for the extra point attempt, held by the quarterback, Chris Miller. Keep your eye on Miller right here. No, the kick is away by McLeod, and it is good. So with 5:24 to go in the ball game, it's Washington State 47 and the Ducks 41, and we've got ourselves a Rock'em Sock'em Pierce 6 brawl in the rain here at Autzen Stadium this afternoon. Unbelievable, Paul Johns. These two clubs have really gone at it like two heavyweights.
Yes, they have. It's been an exciting game. I guess when you have cold weather, it's good for the fans to have a game like this. As I said once before, it's not too good for the coaches who have to stand and watch this type of game, though.
So you have to look for the onside kick right here. I know everybody is ready up front for Washington State. Otto is ready. Now the shift. There's the onside kick. And it goes 10 yards, and it's covered nicely. 5:23 to go in the ball game. In motion to the near side is Marshall. The handoff goes to who else? Ruben Mays over the left side of the line. He's out to the 40. Rob Marshall on the stop. Once again, getting back to Ruben Mays, he has set an all-time Washington State Cougar rushing record with his total this afternoon. He is well over 300 yards today. The old record was 261 yards by Bernard Jackson against the Oregon Ducks back in 1971. The rain falling down. A gain of 6 by Mays. It is 2nd down and 4 for the Cougars at their own 40-yard line. In motion again, Marshall to the near side. Rypien. The handoff to Mays over the middle, and Rubin gets out to the Cougar 45-yard line. A gain of 5, and it's going to be enough for the Cougar first down. Dan Wilkin on the stop for the Ducks, and Reuben Mays is just plowing his way, adding more and more yardage onto his Cougar record for most yards in a single ball game. So you're seeing Cougar history this afternoon and watching Reuben Mays.
Why not run the clock out with Reuben? No one seems to be able to stop him right now.
Not only that, he's getting the job done, moving your football team downfield, eating up time on the clock. Sam Burris wide to the near side. It is 1st and 10 for the Cougars at their own 46. Motion is James. Reuben Mays again. He gets out across midfield, tackled by Bob Huditz.
I look for the Cougars. They've been running Reuben a lot and had a lot of success. But I see the Oregon defense scooting up, feeling that they're going to give the ball to Reuben. I look for them to throw a quick pass and try to make something happen on the pass sooner or later.
Reuben Mays now with 338 yards rushing the football. Just over 4 minutes to go in the ball game. The rain still coming down. We had a lot of rain yesterday. Second down and about 5. Over the middle, he busts his way out to the Duck 45-yard line. Picks up 5 more. Dale Dorning on the tackle.
35 carries, 348 yards.
Ooh. And counting.
He doesn't even look tired.
I think Reuben Mays will be the Offensive Player of the Week in the Pac 10.
I think he has a pretty good chance.
Very good chance. 3:01 to go in the ball game. 3rd and less than a yard to go for the Cougars at the Duck 44-yard line. And it's Reuben Mays. He's got the first down and more. Reuben busts his way down to the Oregon 41-yard line, so he picks up 4 more yards before the stop by Bob Huditz. Reuben Mays. Soaked jersey. You know he has to be cold. Comes out of the ball game, takes a little breather on the Cougar sideline. Jamie Olsen in there, his tight end spot. 47-41. The Cougars lead by 6 with 2:34 left on the clock.
I think they found a way to stop Reuben. They took his shoe off.
Lost his shoe earlier in the ball game. Had to come out for one play. Rypien rolling to his left, beats the football, and he gets the first down for the Cougars to the Duck 28-yard line. Bob Huditz again on the tackle for Oregon. Another first down for Washington State.
This is the veer, and they take it to the back, dive back, and the pitch man sees he's not going to get the ball, so what does he do? He turns up and becomes a blocker.
Mark Rypien hasn't really run all that much, but a few times he's kept the football, has picked up some good games.
Exactly.
A lot of the fans here in the stadium now starting to make their way for the exits with 2 minutes to go in the ball game, and the Cougars lead 47-41, and the Cougars marching downfield, leading time up on that clock, and getting closer to a score. Reuben Mays, he is hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Mays, stopped by Tony Grossi for no gain.
Tony Grossi. On the tackle and timeout. Been averaging about 10 yards a pop. Motion is Marshall to the near side, and the handoff goes to Dickie Walsh into the ball game as a replacement, or is it Calvin? Thought it was Dickie Walsh. Third down play coming up. It's Richard Calvin, and not Walsh. They're down and 8. more yards right here and try to set up another field goal try by John Trout. Ball is right in the middle of the field at the 26-yard line. Motion Michael James. And off to Ruben Mays. And Mays dives for about 3 or 4 more yards down to the 22-yard line. Tackled there by Todd Welch. 59 seconds on the clock. And timeout is called by the Oregon Ducks.
This is a critical field goal for Washington State.
The extra point kick.
They're only behind. Oregon's only behind by 6 points, so this is critical.
The field goal attempt, ball spotted at the 29-yard line, and it is good. A 39-yard field goal by John Trout, and with 56 seconds to go, it's now the Cougars 50 and the Ducks 41, and that just puts the icing on the cake. Handshakes on the Cougars sideline, and this ball game is history. And Ruben Mays with a Pac Ten rushing record this afternoon, 353 yards as you take a look at the time left in the ball game. Pac Ten rushing record breaking Ricky Bell's record against Washington State back in 1976. How about that? What a day for Ruben Mays.
I guess Washington State had a record set on them, so why not break the record with your own runner?
The deep end, Newman and Sherry for the Ducks. Now the fans are really filing out of Watson Stadium. The Cougars will go to 2-2 in the Pac Ten. Back-to-back victories against Stanford. And now the Oregon Ducks as the ball just squibbles away all the way out to Cherry at the 7-yard line. Upfield at 15, trying to spin away, but is taken down at the Duck 16-yard line. Ruben Mays, 353 yards. Second down and 10 for Miller and the Ducks. Everybody's in the defensive secondary. The pass is off incomplete, intended for Holman. Did he get it?
I believe they called it.
Got it. Nice catch by Scott Holman. And it's a first down for the Ducks at their own 29-yard line, and you have to admire head coach Rich Brooks. Oregon Ducks still battling, 35 seconds to go. Down by 9, 50 to 41. These guys a lot of credit. Pass over the middle, and it's incomplete. Never turned around, Mike McCarty. And he was open down at the Cougar 45-yard line.
He never turns around. I guess he's figuring the quarterback is going to wait. Miller's going to wait till he goes deeper down the field. In a situation like that, as soon as you see yourself open, you have to turn around to the quarterback.
I think the ball was tipped. But still, McCarty had his back to the play.
Back to the ball.
Never saw it. Chris Miller, the quarterback, second down and 10 at the Oregon 29-yard line. 29 seconds to go. Cougars will even up the record on the year at 4-4. Likewise, the Ducks, they'll go to 4-4. Pass over the middle, and that's incomplete, low. And intended for Holman again. Incomplete at the Duck 44-yard line. That stops the clock. Rick Riz along with Paul Johns. And Paul, what is the one thing that, besides Ruben Mays, the one thing that stands out offensively or defensively for the Cougars today?
Well, I don't know if it was offensively or defensively, but special teams, as far as their punt return, they didn't punting, they didn't have any block. They had a fairly good special teams play. Their kickoff coverage needs to be worked on a little bit more.
Downfield and deep, he's got Lou Barnes, the Cougar 40. And out of bounds at the Washington State 31-yard line, but only 16 seconds on the clock. Good pass by Miller to Lou Barnes. Ricky Reynolds again on the tackle. Lou Barnes, 5 catches for 80 yards last week. And that 17-10 loss against number 1 ranked Washington.
That was a 39-yard pass play.
First and 10 for the Ducks, all the way down to the Washington State 31. 16 seconds to go. Cougars leading 50-41. Miller, deep. And it's almost intercepted by Cedric Brown. The pass intended for McCarty over the middle, but Cedric Brown had a better shot at the football. Second down and 10. Good job by Cedric Brown. Good hustle.
Miller's trying to throw the ball into a zone. Let the receiver split the zone, and it's almost picked off. And then again, it's almost made a completion. But the ball bounced off the turf.
Like that ball just took off.
It just took off. The nose was up.
Cougar fan here at the stadium this afternoon. Second down and 10. Tigers throw. Miller rolling to his right. Pass over the middle, incomplete, but it looked like somebody jumped offside for Washington State. Pass intended for Cherry in the middle. That wasn't quite there.
This will probably be the last play of the game. 7 seconds.
Wide to the right is Lou Barnes. Chris Miller. Deep to Barnes. Well covered, and it's knocked away in the end zone. And 2 seconds on the clock. Joe Waters was there, defending on the play. 2 seconds to go in the ball game.
Third down, 26.
Third down. Coming up for the Ducks. Great job by quarterback Mark Rypien. There's John Trout, who had the 3 field goals today. Rypien, good job running the football as well as throwing it. And a big run early in the fourth quarter. And this will be the final play of the game. 2 seconds to go. Cougars leading 50-41. Miller dropping back to throw. Rushing, keeps himself to 20-15. Time runs out. Miller to the 10-yard line, knocked out of bounds, and the ball game is over. The Cougars win it. The final score of 50-41. Won a ball game by both these ball clubs, and the Cougars now 2-2 in Pac Ten play, and the Ducks go to 2-3. Final score: the Cougars 50 and the Oregon Ducks 41. We'll be back with a final recap right after these messages.